right now. Andre Baxter says, love your guys' content. Gladly catch you live. Keep fighting the good fight.
Oh, I love that. I'm glad that you did get to finally catch us live. Hopefully it's a fresh and fun experience.
Chicks Flick says, if race is one of the least, making sure I didn't read that already. If race is one of the least important things about you, why have white people been historically racist against black people? Was MLK imagining things?
No, I think we have a misunderstanding here. And the misunderstanding here is that white people were correct in attributing or in making race an important factor about your life. So if they're incorrect in pedestalizing race and making it this huge thing, then race is not a significant thing. And we can track that race is insignificant very simply. I can put you in a room full of a ton of black people and ask you to pick out, who's good and who's bad and all these different things, or who you agree with and who you disagree with. Their blackness does not inform you of anything. It doesn't tell you anything about that person. It doesn't communicate anything to you about that person. In the same way that whiteness doesn't. In the same way that being, Hispanic doesn't, or being Asian doesn't. There are several tests we could undergo to prove that race is one of the most least significant things in your life. But, we won't do all that today. It's just to say that white people had it wrong. And when Martin Luther King said we should judge those based on the content of their character, that content does not involve race. So, yeah. So Martin Luther King was, in fact, correct, at least in that statement. He's done a lot of other stuff that we won't get into today that might not be all that correct.
Hannah D says, just had to say the woman/therapist from Friday's Live was insufferable. On a more positive note, thank you for your content. Love your content. Thank you.
Yes, my eye twitched as I was reminded of that woman, and the idea that she could be counseling people as we speak is so concerning. But this is what I say, I'm all for therapy if you feel like you need therapy and it's going to be something beneficial to your life and you need it to get through something. By all means, go for it. Just be super mindful of the person that you go to for therapy, because that girl's a therapist or a counselor or whatever her little title was. She's out there giving people life advice. And if that does not, make you think twice, it should. Especially if you're just considering therapy. Make sure you find the right therapist. Can't stress that enough.
Yeah, check their license. None of this life coach nonsense from, I don't know.
I mean, even beyond the license, a license can be a real easy thing to obtain in that industry. Check the worldview.
Check the Yelp review. Forsaken King says, FYI, 30-plus single straight male stonemason shouts to you. I download every stream of yours. Keep up the kick-ass work. Love you too, white boy from MIA. Miami.
Love you too, white boy. A stonemason. Okay. Is that it's got to be a dying trade, I feel like.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it
booming?
People
are building fancy homes and probably need stuff like that.
Yeah, but how many people are learning stonemasonry? Are you like one of the few? Are you like a 1%er stonemason? You'd be raking in a lot of cash, I'd imagine, with the people who are building homes and stuff. Let me know. Don't send another super chat.
I imagine it's hard to get into.
I have questions.
Diva Dawn says, on another subject, MSNBC reported today that fast food employees in California are being laid off because minimum wage is being bumped up to $20 an hour. Thoughts?
I saw that minimum wage was going to be raised. I didn't know it was going to be $20 an hour. I mean, I'm not surprised. Tom Sowell writes extensively about the raising of the minimum wage and how it's not necessarily the most helpful practice economically, and how it does lead to layoffs. It leads to actually discrimination, but that's a whole other argument that we don't have to get into right now. And yeah, I'm not surprised if you're raising the bar as far as what people have to be paid. I think companies are going to start to find ways to downsize the number of employees they have. And with the integration of AI and new machinery and tech, there's a lot of jobs that are going to be on the chopping block because you don't have to pay AI $20 an hour. And yeah, we'll see how that affects everything, but I'm not surprised to hear that that's the case.
Yeah, and similarly, I just saw a week or two ago, city of Minneapolis kicked out Uber and Lyft on the basis of they're not paying drivers enough, according to the government of Minneapolis, but effectively what you're doing is like, if the driver's not being paid enough, then it's their choice whether or not to drive. If it's not worth it to them, then they're not going to do it. That's how economics works. If they're driving, now you're like removing that option of engaging in gig work on the side and removing that from so many people who relied on that to like make ends meet or get a little bit of extra spending money or whatever. It's just insane. And under the guise of helping people, you're eliminating their options and like in the way just much.
Oh yeah, and I mean, watch these like franchise, corporations and stuff. They're going to leave major cities and states that are going to be instituting these policies, because then, let's say you're Walgreens, for example, and you're in California, and they say, well, now you have to pay a minimum wage of $20, plus your stores are getting looted and robbed every day, which, how are you going to make the money back that's being stolen to the tune of millions of dollars? And now just pay your employees more money. It's like unsafe conditions, crime, higher payments. If I was, the CEO of a business like that, say, okay, we're just going to move our locations that are in California and send more locations to Florida or Texas, and we'll hang out there and expand there. And you're going to see a lot of companies that are headquartered in certain states just leave because of progressive policy.
Yes, and speaking of that, sorry, I have one more thought. The chips manufacturer NVIDIA just announced that because of DEI policy, I think Samsung or some companies that manufactures chips, which are essential for like national security because they go in all of our defense stuff, and it's also just computing, just massively strategically important. That's why Taiwan is such a strategically important country, because so much manufacturing of chips happens there. But they were going to try to repatriate a lot of the manufacture of silicon chips to the United States, and the companies that attempted to do it are now saying, because of DEI requirements, it is too expensive, it's not financially viable for us to create manufacturing chips in the United States. So literally these DEI policies are like compromising our national security and escalating the probability substantially towards like a World War III, because China's right there with Taiwan. They could try to encroach on it. Then we have to defend them, because if we let that fall, we have no access to chips, and we have no ability to make new computers, new defense stuff, and we're going to fall behind in all those dimensions. So just craziness, but all traced back to the progressive ideology of DEI. And so it seems like it's just this innocent thing of like, oh, we're trying to help people, but oh my goodness, the consequences.
It
just
tracks.
Wild.
Yep.
Anyways, okay. But hopefully it was a nice comment to end us out here. Classy Cactus says, hey, Amal and Taylor, first super chat, just caught y'all's live. Wanted to thank you both for creating a fun environment where free thinking is encouraged.
Oh, that is so very sweet. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the environment we've created here on this show, as we keep you up to date with everything that's happening in our little crazy world.
And clowny world. Yellow Devil says, therapist divides into 2 words, beginning with
the and rapist. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I never actually thought about that. But yes, it does. It does divide into those 2 worlds, in 2 words. Not that I think it harbors any significance toward the actual use of a therapist or their actual job, but that is an interesting note. I will remember.
The Arrested Development, the Tobias Funhe is a analyst / therapist, and he merged them together into a word that is the first syllable of the first word and the last syllable of the second word.
I got it. I put it together in my brain. Hopefully you guys did too, because I'm not going to spell that out for you. I will not be spelling that out for you. What a strange note to end the show on. What a strange thought to end the show on. But guys, that is indeed the ending. We do have one more. Oh, we do? Okay, perfect.
Yes, it's Chicks Flick says, you never acknowledge white racism, but always acknowledge Google art tools. Gemini app. How can they sleep at night? LOL.
Wait, what? Never acknowledge white racism, but always acknowledge what?
The Google, like Gemini AI, how they would populate, like, kind of
Jakob.
And stuff.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's tons of white people who are racist. There's tons of black people who are racist. There's tons of all types of people who are racist in today's time. I don't know about a failure of acknowledging either of those things being existed. So I can't speak to that. My apologies.
If I said something racist, I guarantee Amo will call me out. Claude the Cooler says, wanted to say so much, but you guys already articulate my thoughts so much. And I appreciate how much
Manila ba tayo?
My day.
That
You
is
guys
so
are the best,
sweet.
and I love you all. That's how we wanted to end.
Thank you, Quasical A. Boom! Extra button for you. We very much appreciate you, and I'm glad that your thoughts are finding a home on this show and that we're getting to them just as you get to them. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the different stories we covered today. The Transgender Day of Visibility, Shakira feeling her little boys were emasculated by watching Barbie, and J.K. Rowling possibly going to jail. We did get another super chat that's from Classy Cactus that says, just wanted to add Braveheart is totally worth a watch. LOL. I know, there's so many things. I need to watch Star Wars, Star Trek, Braveheart, Lord of the Rings. There's a long
Matrix.
the Matrix. I've
May
seen the
sugat
first
yung
Matrix.
ano mo?
I haven't seen the other two. Okay, so there's more to be added to my movie list. Maybe we'll create one and we'll start talking about these on the show. Do I want to make that promise? Probably not. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you disagree with anything that was said in today's show, drop it in the comments down below. Duke it out, but do so respectfully. Like, subscribe, click the notification. We post videos for you guys every single day, so that every video. We're now being mixing with before being
Teka.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I promised you'll be here all day. She's here too. You can't see Maddie, but she's right behind you. So we were about to have the amazing Dr. Mary Claire Haver jump in that seat. And I just want to tell you, this is going to be one of those episodes that's going to change your life. And it will change the life of every girl in William United. Please share it.
Bye-bye.
You ready to start the Melrose podcast? I know you are. Me too.
Jakob,
So
bye-bye
please
na.
subscribe. Mwah. Let's do this.
Bye-bye.
living our lives, managing our stress, managing our weight, doing all the